Recorded and
Yeah.
share the board. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So as I remember, we watched the video, but we actually couldn't discuss it, so we couldn't talk about it. Let's watch it. This one, yeah, I remember that, we watched the first
Yeah.
half, of course, a weak
Yeah.
point. So,
So
yes,
yeah. Yeah, we have already some question, but I think we should do again
of course, we
from
should watch it again.
yeah,
I remember that,
yeah,
yeah, of course.
yeah,
Uh, Watch a video about an entrepreneur and make notes. So there's
yeah,
some here we have
yeah,
some
yeah,
statement reason for setting up. What is the reason? What is the gap in the market, type of product, and reasons for growth, type of financial support, and main problems. Okay, let's watch it. Let's see.
yeah.
Just one moment, please. Okay, let me and okay, you can see.
The main idea for the business was basically the bolitas. They are a national snack in Brazil, and I always gave them to my children. I always had in birthday parties and dinner parties, and that's how I started really. And that's the idea. The idea came from there because I served to everybody, and I thought, why not to serve to other people? Why not? Because it's you don't find healthy snacks nowadays. So I thought there is a gap in the market for that, and I thought I'll have a go. I did start from scratch, so I'm quite proud of what I've got now. Bolitas in Brazil is sold everywhere. They call pão de queijo. So if you go into a coffee shop in Brazil, the tradition in Brazil for coffee shops is to drink coffee with savory things, not sweet things or cakes like they do in Europe. In Brazil, they eat everywhere, at home, after school, parties, and every coffee shop in Brazil you walk in, they have bolitas. So it's a big thing. It's definitely the national snack in Brazil. It has grown, not an awful lot, but it has grown since I started. Because to start with, I was trying to develop the recipe and make it ready for the British public. So it took me a while to get that ready. Then I started selling to coffee shops, and I started selling to leisure centers and Christmas markets. And so it has grown, so people are more aware of it now. And I get quite a lot of orders. So it has grown quite a bit. I didn't need an awful lot of money because everything was made at home. I just needed money to buy the materials and import the flour from Brazil. So I went to the bank and they financed me a little bit, but most of it me myself. And now I need another bit more help financing the machine, which has to come from Brazil, and the unit to put the machine in and make the business grow and try to open the shop as well. So that's how I get the finance from the bank and privately. The machine can make 3,000 an hour. My main problem was to try to get to the market and find how to make everybody taste the product before they actually buy it. It's one of the problems I had. And the second problem I had was to take to coffee shops. And coffee shops are very small, they don't have space. And working from home, which is not very easy at all, because everything gets muddled up.
Yeah. Okay, let me share the board now and talk about it. Small
Yeah,
business, but actually good idea.
yeah.
Okay. How she started, how she decided to start her own business.
Yeah, because she she found the snack values is uh, very health and she finds but it not she cannot find it in the market, so she have to cook, or she have to make for for her children. So
Yeah.
so the first thing I think is she can do it. She can make it for their children, for everyone who wants to have a healthy snack.
Yeah, of course. She'd already served Bolitas
Yeah,
to everyone at parties, at
yeah,
home, actually her kids, and thought, why not? So if I
yeah,
can serve for my family, friends, or friends, and people like it, and as you
yeah,
said, the gap in the market is healthy
yeah,
snack, and
yeah,
this is actually like snack, a popular snack that most of people like to eat. So why not? So I can do it.
yeah,
So this is the reason
yeah,
and the gap. And after
yeah.
that, so type of product, it was sweet. I want to ask about the taste. So she mentioned the taste of it. Do you remember?
What
So the
Thai product,
type of
right?
product, yeah.
Snack Brazil,
Yeah,
snacking Brazil.
of course. And it was sweet or savory.
Mm-hmm.
It was not sweet. Actually, the interesting part was like that was so interesting that it was not sweet. It's not a sweet
Uh-huh.
snack, but people like to eat with coffee. That is so
Uh-huh.
interesting. Yeah, of course. She said that in Brazil, people don't tend to eat some sweet snacks. So
Mm.
actually, this snack and all the snacks are normally savory. So that
Yeah.
point, I think it's really interesting. So this is a national snack in Brazil and
Mm.
reason for growth.
Mm. She will she will everyone in Brazil like snake, Brazil snake, so she will sell it in a public event and coffee shop.
Of course, and after
Yeah,
that, storage, yeah, leisure centers, so leisure
yeah,
centers and different places. So she started with, yes,
yeah,
coffee shops,
yeah,
and of course, step by step, uh,
yeah,
started selling to different, maybe organization, different, like, leisure centers. And this way,
mm,
actually, her business grew.
mm,
And
mm,
she also said Christmas market. I heard it. Christmas
yeah,
market. Yeah. So she said
yeah.
I sold them in Christmas market. And type of financial support.
Um, in the first time she made them by herself at home, so it really low cost, and she don't need get more money to invest. But
And yeah,
after that, she needs to invest to buy some machine. So she will loan from bank.
of course, she got a loan from bank. Of course, first
Yeah,
her own money, and after that to,
yeah,
yes, of course,
yeah,
to invest in her own business. And
mm,
she needed more money, so she, of course,
yeah,
got a loan from the bank. And then main problems.
yeah. She faced two main problem. The first problem, that's every she afraid that everybody don't
Yeah.
test her product,
Yeah.
and the second problem that the coffee shop space is small, and that means it's not enough for to not enough and not ready to sell her product in the shop.
Yeah, of course, like, getting the product into the market, that is not easy. So how make people taste something that they haven't? So it's like
Yeah.
it's not easy. If they want to do this, if they want to taste
Mm,
something that is maybe new, maybe they
mm,
don't like. So this is not really easy. And of course, for working from home, another, so especially when it comes to a small business, that's okay. But if you want to expand, yeah, so
mm,
you can't make it, so maybe it's not that much easy. Okay, let me ask you a question about this, the last part, that is how to get the product to market. So actually, I want to ask about, just imagine in this situation, this type of product.
mm,
Because if it's, I don't know, maybe when it comes to game, when it's like, comes to, I don't know, electronic device or gadget, I think different method. But when it comes to food and eating market, I think it's different. So it's not
mm,
easy. If you wanted to give an
mm,
advice for marketing,
mm,
what would it
yeah.
be?
Yeah. I think yeah, I agree with you that some gadgets and F&B is different. Because the food and bring they eat or bring into, and its impact negative or positive into the health of customers. So mm, I think if I am a marketing manager, so I need to build a campaign. I think maybe the first thing that try to deliver the product into the customer to get feedback. So I think the pop up in the high street or in some exhibition. I think maybe it's work,
Yeah.
and get some feedback. Yeah, from directly from user, from customer.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Mm,
As we just mentioned, when it comes to gadgets or I don't know, like it's different. But when it
yeah,
comes to food and beverage, yeah,
yeah,
it can affect people's health either
yeah,
positively or so you should say this way. You should
yeah,
say, let me type your answer. So the
yeah,
structure or your sentences can be this way. So when it comes to like food and beverage, uh,
yeah.
they can affect people's health,
Mm,
and you can say either positively or negatively. So this is what you said. And then don't forget, because you are not the manager here, you're talking about hypothetical, unreal situation. So if I were marketing manager, of course, the
yeah,
first thing I would do, okay, is launch a campaign. If you want to have a good
yeah,
verb for your campaign, so you can say launch. Yeah,
yeah,
of course. Campaign. Yeah, I do
yeah.
agree. It can be a good idea. Maybe for this, I'm not sure, but can be if we or to test the product and
Mm,
then collect customer feedback. So actually you
yeah,
want it to, yes, to collect customer feedback. So because of this, you
yeah,
need to. So I think to make them try setting up a pop-up, this part was better. I would go
yeah,
for the second one. This one is better, especially because when in a busy just on a busy high street. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, exhibition. So could work well. I do agree, definitely agree with the second part. So yes, I
Yeah.
think pop-up store on a busy high street or at an exhibition, just for high street, on for exhibition at. So the
Yeah.
prepositions are different. Well,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, now let's see. We have some words from the widow.
Yeah.
So, and first, being an entrepreneur, so first let's match them to definition and let's see if we use them, if they are
Mm.
words and phrases that we use in like daily English or daily conversation or no. Okay, the first one is these two characteristics and tendency. So, characteristic, quality of something. That is really good word. We use it. Okay,
Yeah.
and of course, so trade or the most common synonym that we normally use is feature. So,
Yeah.
feature or characteristic. Which
Yeah.
one can be A or B?
Characteristic, personality, quality.
Personal quality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
personal quality. Yeah.
yeah, of course. Personal quality. Okay, yes, can be. I do agree with you. And the next one is tendency. So, of course, so you should match it with the first one, always behaving in a particular way. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, repeated behavior. If I want to give you a good synonym, I say habit. Our tendencies or
Yeah.
habits, something that we normally do, we repeat it. So, yes,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, of course,
So I have a question. I
of
have a
course,
question.
of course.
The meaning of characteristic personality is the same or similar with tendency or way
No,
behaving.
no, no, they're
Uh-huh.
definitely different.
Yeah.
Characteristic is your personal quality, okay? Or
Yeah.
personal quality or quality. It's not about your personal. So quality, feature, or
Yeah.
quality that make you or make someone or something distinct. So
Mm.
this is specifically for you. This is your
Yeah.
characteristic. This is your, for
Yeah.
example, personal or quality of something.
Yeah.
But the synonym of it is like trait, is like feature. But
Mm.
here, when we say tendency, okay, actually it's repeated behavior like habit.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
for example, uh, she has a tendency to overthink before making decision. So this is like a habit, okay?
Mm.
So she tends to. So
Yeah.
overthinking here, if I want to clarify the difference, I say overthinking is the characteristic of her, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
okay, very good. The
Yeah.
next one, that is grit and risk. First, let's talk about grit. Grit like courage, determination is a really,
Mm.
we have it here, courage, yes. So of course, B is a good. So like for
Mm.
example, uh, it's good word actually, especially when it comes to motivational context or sometimes educational. So and business
Oh.
we use it. Business motivational we use it, and
Yeah.
perseverance.
Can you
Yes.
explain me again about the
Of,
meaning of
of
grit?
course, of course. So grit means courage and determination despite difficulty. It means
Mm.
despite every difficulty or problem, okay? So I keep going. I'm determined. So
Mm.
this one, like that is a noun,
Mm-hmm.
determination
Mm-hmm.
or perseverance, good synonyms. You keep going despite any
Mm-hmm.
difficulty.
Mm.
So, yeah, of course. Uh, I think if you want to build a business, yeah,
Mm,
you
mm,
should keep going. It takes grit. It takes determination to build a business. You should keep going despite every difficulty. So this is the meaning of grit.
yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think grit matching with B,
Sorry.
correct, and break
Grit.
grit, yeah, grit matching with courage
Yes.
and
Bravery.
bravery,
Of course.
yeah,
Grit means courage and bravery.
yeah.
Of course.
So
And
this is the situation where you face danger.
yeah, of course. And the risk, of course, you know.
Mm, rich,
Yeah, for risk situation, of course. Now,
yeah,
if you actually, they are, we can say, we can put them, they are related somehow. Look,
yeah,
when we say, uh, when you want to start your own business or set your own
yeah,
business, of course, you should take some risk. When
yeah,
taking, and it takes grit because you take risk. So you should be determined. That is really important. You should be determined. Yeah. Or it takes grit. Yeah. And this way you can use it. Okay. Well, and let me give you just something else. If you want to use it, because sometimes, it's not easy to use noun in sentence, so you need an adjective. You need an adjective here. For example, for grit, if you don't want to use it takes grit, and you
mm,
can say greedy. Greedy is an adjective.
yeah,
Yeah. And what, of course, what does stand for? So grit means courage or strength of
mm,
character. Strength of character is grit. And
mm,
greedy, showing courage, especially
mm,
in difficult situation. Yeah.
yeah,
So for example, I always try to give a gritty performance
mm,
during difficulties. So it's like gritty performance, like, just I try to show courage. I try to show like strong character. Yeah, this way.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The next one is equity. Equity means ownership. Equity means ownership in business, especially.
Equity is share a business, right?
Yeah. Okay. Of course. Share like ownership, as I told you. Yes.
Yeah,
For example, uh, she owns
yeah,
20% equity in the startup. 20% equity, 20% share, 20% ownership. Okay? So this is the
yeah.
way that,
Yeah, equity. But in yeah, that mean is the ownership and
yeah, of
every people
course.
in the company who have at least some share of the
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
right?
So, yes,
Yeah,
of course, but pay attention about this word depending on the context. For example, if it comes to justice, if it comes to business, okay,
yeah,
depending on the context. For example, the best synonym that when it comes to finance, business and
yes, yes,
finance,
yes,
ownership,
yes,
ownership is the best one. Here we mean this. Okay? And of course, we have
yes,
another synonym like fairness, but here, when I say, for example,
mm,
fairness, that is different context. For example, as a
mm,
teacher, I try to treat all my students with equity. Fairness,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
different. So I try
yeah,
to be fair. But when I actually, my context is a financial context, it's about finance, it means
yeah,
share ownership, 20% equity. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that is ownership. Yes. Share of a business.
yeah. That mean some. That mean the say in equity, the manager and employee of the company, they can buy and become the owners of that share, right?
So if you buy share, of course you have ownership. Of course.
Yeah, I mean equity. Equity is a part of share that will contribute into some manager or employee of the company, but not
You
not
equity
all.
is a part of share that you
Uh-huh.
own. Yeah,
Yeah,
can be like
yeah,
it's yeah, of course, can be somehow. Yeah, share, of course. As you can see, share
yeah,
of business. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
And
Debt is amount of borrow
of
and
course.
owe.
Yeah, that of course. Very good.
Oh, so what does it mean of owes?
Owed. Owed means you should pay.
Uh-huh.
I owe you means I should pay.
Oh, yeah,
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 of course. And
yeah.
the next one that is grants. Okay. Grant and crowdfunding. So let's,
I the
yeah.
finance given to a business that does not have to be
Yeah, grant A, of course. Finance
with
given. Yes, of course, by government. Yeah, very good. So
yeah.
that is the meaning of grant.
And finance and crowdfunding mean finance raised from large
Raising money
number
from
of
what? Yeah.
people.
Of course,
When
by
you
crowd, large number, of course, it's clear. Yeah.
yeah,
If I want to say that, public fundraising, it's
yeah.
synonym. And, it normally happens online because of this. We say online
Wow, yeah.
fundraising. Yeah, of
I
course, it
see
happens normally.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see a lot of scam in the crowdfunding project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, for
Yeah,
example, yeah. Of
yeah,
course.
because I see some do you know crypto project or
Crypto.
crypto, for example, Bitcoin or
Yeah,
blockchain.
of course. Cryptocurrency, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Crypto.
So
Yeah.
in 2021, I see some projects they build to crowd crowd to crowdfunding, but they don't do the project like their plan and their roadmap, so they stolen the money from investor after
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah,
finally, of course, it ended
yeah.
up with actually something like
But
negative result. Yeah, I know. Yeah, actually, it's they sometime. So you know that I don't know, just business or startup. They launch a crowdfunding campaign. So they like
yeah.
different campaigns
So
to I
wait a
don't know.
minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah. I'm back. Thank
Yeah, it's
you.
okay. You're
Yeah.
welcome. Just okay, so it's 31. So let's log out and then back and
Yeah.
continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
See?